Hey, what's up? I'm Doc from SampleKings.com. And what I'm doing here right now is setting up something here. I got this track that I pulled off of a expansion pack. And what I'm going to do in this lesson here, I'm going to talk about the idea of getting a really great sound out of your MPC. Now, of course, I know a lot of you guys have the MPC X, MPC XSC, MPC Live, Live 2, MPC 1, 1 Plus, 37, Key 37, or 61, or Key 61. Yeah, there's a lot of MPCs out there. And of course, we know them all, but we also know a better way for you to mix. As we've seen in all of our experiments, one thing for sure is that the MPC standalones don't have as much power as a computer. Second of all, I can't use it like a mixing board. Like if I want to mix my tracks up, the reason why they have a mixing board in the studio is because it's perfect. It has a lot of power to it. It allows me to run the highway of this goes here, that routes that cable there. I route the compressor, the EQ, that kind of stuff. It's all made into a system where I can send to an auxiliary or whatever. It sounds like a lot of garbage to you. You don't even know what I'm talking about, but I'm explaining it right now. So, for example, I'd come back to here. I pull this track up here, and you can see nothing's in here, right? And I'll play the track back. Okay, we stop it. Okay. Now I'm going to cut stuff off. Okay, that's much more quieter for me. So I got this beat going on. I got some other stuff happening with sounds. Okay, great. That's the track they gave us. So we got our pads going on here. Now, one thing's for sure, we have an output. And so let's say you want to do something. You can come to here rather than going to your hardware. You can see, let's see, just the pads. I want to see just the pads. These are all the sounds of the pads. And it comes up right here. You can see them. You see they're in stereo as they come out here. What tracks are stereo? I've got some stuff already cut off already. And there's some more here at the end. There's 16 tracks, right? Here we see the output, which is the program itself, right? I can cut this off. We will hear nothing at all coming out of that sucker, right? But you can see that these levels are still moving up and down here for the pads. So in terms of like a highway system, these sounds are heading over here to here, but the stoplight is on. And they can't get past it until I go to here. And now they go continue on to the next place they have to go, right? Let's stop this out. Now, a lot of times when you are mixing, you don't get to see this on a standalone. You get the concept of where you are. This is a program, and this is the program that it's in. And this first option here is just to show the pad mixer. Now, the odd thing here, too, you can't see anything dealing with the pads, right? But if you come down to here in the bottom, and you click right here, right there, you will see I got the pads here now. So it all appears now in this mixing board idea of the MPC software. Now, there's a new MPC 3.0 coming out soon. It's important for you to know how that works, because now it has like faders now you can actually use, which is perfect. But in this case, they're going to make the software like this even better with the new update that's happening for 3.0, and it will be the same update that'll be inside the computer, and this will be updated also as well. And this will be a superior way to deal with it. Now, what I want to do here next is go over the idea that I have this stuff going on, but the output is not big enough for me, right? So if I come to the next section here, this is the show channel mixer. I click right there, I can see my channel mixer. I'll press play here, and you'll see here, this is the master output. You'll see here I have this crown. A king's crown's there. That's the master output. The output is 1 and 2, okay? Left and right in this case, but 1 and 2 it says right there, right? And that's the total output going to this thing. And I can go to here, turn it back on. And we can see we have the sub mixers right here, a sub mix. And we have a return here. I can put effects in and return stuff back into the system. Right? And I can see that, but I don't see the program. I come to here, I'll click on here. Now we see the program. Now I'll press play. That's the program, right? The same program before. I said before I mute this here, it's not going there. I go back to the pads, they're still playing, but the audio has been stopped. From here, the program. I go back to my channel mixer, I'll turn this on, Now the audio is going from the program to the master. And you'll see here it says output 1 and 2. This is a much more serious way to see everything that's going on rather than looking on your MPC standalone to press buttons back and forth. You can see the entire mixing process. Now there's one other important thing I want to show you also before I get really deep into this on my next couple lessons, but the output from what I've seen guys do on the internet, in YouTube, and every place else is that they don't understand how to get a really nice loud sound out of what you got. Now I want you to remember, in this whole system here, I've got nothing anywhere here. You'll see here, there's nothing here in the inserts, right? No compression, no EQ at all here in the inserts. All there is right here is just on my output here for that program, we have this channel bus compressor. It's on the initial. That means just the basic idea of this compressor, right? My threshold levels here, my release, the output, and we have here wet and dry, so it's fully dry sound, fully wet rather. You see this fully wet meaning that actually everything coming into that compressor is just coming out of it through this compressor. And we have the attack, and we have old school. Now, that's all I'm using right here. Now watch. I want to probably put some more power to this thing, make it sound more funkier. Or just have more of that bump to it, you know? Now, it may sound really good now, right? So, but watch this. I'm going to go back here to my channel mixer right here. And now I have the pad mixer and my channel mixer. So I can come to here, press play. And I see, well, I turn this on here, right? Boom. I can see what's off, what's on. That's this button right here to the same one. See, you see that right there? Now I can go into here. I'll pull it down. What's my pad mixer? I'll pull this up here. That's my channel mixer. So everything's right here. I just slide up and down for it. Now what I want to do next, I want to add something to this. So I'm going to press stop here. I want to add a little something to it here. I want to go to right over here, and this is my master output, as I said before. What I want to do is I'm going to come to here, cut this off. That thing's still going on. I want to come, I'm going to add something on the insert here. I'll come to here. I'm going to press, here we go. I tap on that insert. I want to load up an effect, a rack effect. So then I move back here, which I don't want to have this happen, but it moves here because I'm loading in an effect. So I want to get down here and find an effect I want to load in. So I have a mastering output effect I have here. I want to show you this right here. I'm going to come to here, and I'm going to do the full light mastering. This is an effect I apply to my stuff. I go to here, and I've got these 4 plugins on here. Now, I'm going to play it back. Now, I know you hear the difference. You heard that? I'm not even over 0 dB. Let's play it back. You see here where we are? I'm right here. See that? Now I want to make sure there's plenty of headroom in there. I can go louder. You see that? Now let me stop this. The purpose of this is to get the maximum output from my mix, or from I've already mixed and put it here into the MPC. So I would take my card actually from my MPC standalone, I'd put it in the computer, pull it back up, and now I'm able to pull that power in I want to get from my computer. See, that helps you a whole lot. Now I can prove, let's do this again. I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna turn this back on here and get it going on here and go to here. Perfect. I'll press this right here. That's what you heard before. When I turn this off, that's the insert, and I cut off all these plugins from working. I'll turn it on now. That's kind of hot. Now, let me turn this off. A lot of noise going on there with that bass sound. And I'm going to sort of get it into here and turn the whole thing off. Perfect. And so now I get back to here. That's how I get it set up. Now, let's go over this idea. I have a parametric EQ set up here. And this has the light smile tool. You can do the same thing with your system. I made this so that anyone can do this. Just follow along, set this up for your jam. It's going to work. I come to here, and you can adjust what you want to adjust. I have a limiter as well. I'm limiting the sound. I don't want the sound to go above a certain point. I do not want to go over 0 dB, but I want to keep there's a space. This is 0 dB here, and right down here is where the music's going to be at. I want this area in here. This is the headroom. I need to make sure we don't get to the top. If we go to the top, it's going to sound, it's just smashed up. It's going to sound terrible. I want just enough so I get there. I use my limiter for that purpose here. You can say I have a gain here. I have a ceiling. That's the ceiling right here. Here's my gain, again up to the ceiling, right? And I've got my release point right here, of course. And that's what I've got here. This is my initial setup right here. Okay, we got that going on. Now I'm going to come here. I also have this thing. One of my favorite things to use in this MPC software system is I want to widen that mix up. I want it a little wider, you know? I don't want to just sit in the, I want to go a little wider. So I use this. This is the air stereo width. You'll see here, I'm about 133 here with this thing. It's a slight delay, but it helps it widen it out a little bit more. And the process is low, right? I got my mid, got the highs here, all about the same area. And I have here the level how I want to use it at, 0 dB. My panning center. I want to make sure it's wide. Next I have here, this is my maximizer. This is a stereo light, as you can see right there. To get this thing to stereo light, just go right here. It says stereo light there. Just grab it, put it in there. That's all you got to do. And this setup will help you a whole lot on any track you pull in. You can pull any expansion pack in and then apply this to the output. And this is going to help you get it to that point where you got that output smashing to the top. And that's the purpose of this video, is to realize that you can actually make a really quality track, or your track can be good enough, and bring up the levels fast enough by having an output on the master that has some sort of plugins you see at the top that help me give it that sound. That's not going to adjust later on. So I've got to close this out here. I'll close this out here. I'll close out my limiter. And I got my parametric EQ set that says Smile 2 from right here. You can go right in here. Let's say you want to master out. There it is, the light smile. So you can grab what I've got here, take what I'm doing, look at it, apply it to your mix. It's easy. It's really easy to do. So let's go back to here again. I'm going to go over to here now. I'm going to do something else. I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to find another expansion back so we can actually see this working. I'm going to get a brand new sequence right here. And then I'm going to find something else I want to do. Let's see. Let me go up to here. I got to hear what's going on. I have no idea what's in these things. So I'm in the dust bowl here. Gold dust. I guess that's, what's this? Pure. That's some of the stuff. Let's go with this one. Okay. I'm going to go down here to my sequence. I'm going to load this one in here. This is sequence 2. I'll make a sequence 2 to this one here. It's unused. Let me go to here. Load it in. Boom. Yeah. Replace that stuff. Make sure it's in there. And make sure this is right. Stop that. That's good. Stop that totally. So now what I want to do here is go to the mixing of this. Go back to the mixing board here. And now it's another track I have going on, right? And we'll go to this track here. Let me move myself over here. See? And it's on top here already, right? So we'll turn the whole thing off. Turn it off there. Now, I'll apply it now. Works for anyone. Not bad. Loud as hell. I turn it down there. See that? I just pulled up anything out of there. It will work for it. Practice this at home, it'll help you. Now, if you need some lessons on how to do all this stuff, I can teach you. Dude, I can teach you right on Zoom. Just $15 an hour right now on our big summer sale. And you can check it out. And I can come to you through Zoom. And you meet me in Zoom. I'll show you how to do some other tricks with the system, but this will help you out a whole lot to get a better output before you actually master, or just to send someone a tape of how dope your stuff sounds. Any questions, hit me up at SampleKings.com. And of course, you go to SampleKings.com. You get there, and you can just be right in the system. You say, I want to go to Sample Kings. And you'll say, Sample Kings right here. Boom. You come down to here, you see it right there. Sample Kings, summer school is $15 an hour. Cash App, blah, blah, blah. Venmo, blah, blah, blah. PayPal, when you use PayPal, you must go up here to the top store because PayPal does charge us. So a fee is applied with that, but it's an easy way to get around if you only have PayPal. Any questions? You say, well, what machine? I know every single software that's right here. I'll teach you whatever you need to know. And if you got any questions, there's always a phone number. This is kind of cool. The old invention still works. Pick it up and dial. I'll see you in a few. Peace.